next episode here. Two Heads Hot Sauce began in fall 2020 when Jeremy and Casey, two pepper-loving entrepreneurs from Tennessee, turned their passion for heat into a flavorful business venture. Using local source smoked peppers, they created signature sauces built around their mantra, heat you can taste, quickly gaining popularity across Middle and West Tennessee. In spring 2024, they passed the torch to a passionate family of six from Wisconsin, ensuring the brand's continued growth and innovation. While new owners Kory and Sarah and their family now lead the company, Jeremy and Casey remain involved as brand ambassadors. With fresh energy and new flavors on the horizon, Two Heads Hot Sauce continues to expand its fiery legacy nationwide. The Super Smoke Rolls welcome owner of Two Heads Hot Sauce, the hot sauce boss, Mr. Kory Dogs. Welcome, Kory. Welcome.
Glad to be here, guys.
All right. So this is awesome. We haven't had anybody do hot sauce before on our podcast. So you're our first, Kory.
All right.
And we're super excited. We got to meet you last May at Meat Fest, and we're so excited to have you on and tell your story. It's really a good story. So, Colin, I'm going to let you rock and roll here.
Yep. Here we go. And yeah, I am personally, before we recorded, we talked about it a little bit. I cannot wait to get some more razzle dazzle. I'm sure it'll come up, but if you guys are looking for a sauce, that is, I think that's my favorite sauce I have ever had. Anyway, going to our first question. What inspired the creation of Two Heads Hot Sauce Company, and what is the story behind the name?
All right, so it's kind of a fun story. So I'm a business coach by day. I've been working with business owners and helping them grow their businesses for like 13 years. So two heads, Jeremy and Casey, okay, and I'm actually not too far off, but I got a little bit of hair. They don't. All positions. So they met in church. Said, "Hey, let's drink some beers and make some hot sauce." And they did, and they created Two Heads, and they gave it to some friends, and they liked it, and then it kind of grew from there. So it started in church, having a conversation about food and drink. And then me being a business coach, like a friend of a friend's like, "Hey, you should call this guy in Tennessee, Jeremy. He's got a hot sauce business." And I'm always curious about businesses, and so I called him one day and said, "Hey, Jeremy, I'm Kory, I'm a business coach. Tell me about your business." Started talking about it, and it was a side hustle for them. Casey is a surgical nurse, and Jeremy is a college professor, so kind of unique backgrounds. And they said, "Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We do a lot of events. We sell online. We won some awards, but we're probably going to wind it down and look. We have kids now, and we want to do something different." And I just spent about the first 16 years or so. I was kind of running our basketball program here in town and coaching high school and all the kids stuff that dads do. And I just stepped away from that and kind of had time for something else. So I talked with them and talked with the fam, and we ended up buying the Two Heads business. So that's kind of how it came to be. They sent me some sauces. If it was like just average, like ho-hum sauce, I probably wouldn't have been interested, but we really enjoy it. So it's fun to have that to work with the family. And so that's kind of how it was born and how it ended up on our lap. And the Two Heads, well, there you have it. That's Jeremy and Casey.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Average church experience. Barbecue sauce and beer.
Exactly.
You're a coach, Kory?
Yeah, I coach all the kids stuff, but basketball is my main thing. So
you fit right in here. You're looking at
all coaches.
Four coaches.
I think we talked about that when we met at Meat Fest, right? And girls basketball, I've got 4 kids, and they're all on the website. They're all involved in the business.
Yep.
2 are adulting. One is in college. One's in high school, and they've all played sports. And number 3, Maddie, I coached her and her teammates from 3rd grade on. And her senior year, we won a state championship here in Kewaskum.
Oh, that's awesome.
And after that, she's playing off in college now. So I'm like, you know what? It's been time to pass the baton from the youth program and such on. And I kind of drop the mic after you win the gold ball, right? And now we're doing hot sauce.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Drop the mic and pick up the hot sauce.
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of the hot sauce, if you were to suggest a sauce to somebody who's never had it before, what's the first one you would go to? What's the one you would recommend?
We have like about 9 different flavors, so it's it's fun at events because you get to taste it, right? If you go to the store and see something on a shelf, you don't know what it tastes like. But when we say, "Hey, we got some hot sauce," a lot of people like get scared, say, "Oh, I don't like hot sauce." So, but a lot of ours isn't all that hot, right? So we have a couple that are mild and sweet that are even good on ice cream and desserts. We have a couple middle of the roads, the green and the red, the Music City Heat and PS Heat are more of a smoky medium heat to them. And then we have the strawberry peach serranos, which are a little bit hotter. The peach is kind of like our version of a mango habanero. And then we have our Scorpion Arrow is the hottest, but it still has flavor. And then we have the Razzle Dazzle, right? The raspberry chipotle barbecue sauce. And we have the hot honey, which is just honey with a snap. It's not overpowering. So it's kind of like you got to ask, like, what do you like? Do you like hot? What's your heat level? Do you like sweet? Do you like smoke? We kind of direct them and then start sampling away. So our most popular is the Music City Heat. That's that medium red. It's got smoked red Serrano in it. It has enough kick to know that it's there, but it's also got a lot of good smoky hues to it. So usually I start with that if someone doesn't know, and then we go up and down the ladder from there.
All right, that sounds good. I think I saw Serranos in a couple of your.
Yeah, I like the Serranos. And Jeremy and Casey too. So I like
Yeah,
that flavor.
I love it. Yeah, that's good.
Well, I'm excited. I mean, I'm a hot sauce connoisseur. I'll just call myself that.
All right.
Partially because I'm a wing connoisseur.
Yes.
So I mean, clearly an obvious pairing. But I also enjoy the fact that you take pride in not just the heat levels, but the flavor profiles as well. I think some people get carried away with heat
Yeah.
or just flavor. Like I think it should be both. And I know it's called a hot sauce. I get it, but some people forget that the flavor part when they do the hot sauces. So I love your Raz as well. I think it's phenomenal. So anyways, but how do you balance flavor and heat so that the sauce enhances barbecue instead of like overpowering it?
Yeah, and like you said, anybody can do heat, right? They can get the hottest peppers and grind them up and cook them down and just have heat. Well, sure, maybe in my younger years that was kind of fun to do those challenges, but no, now you want to be able to like have taste buds left and enjoy enjoy the heat, right? And that's where the heat you can taste is kind of our mantra. And that came from someone like that tried it, like, you know what? This is heat you can taste. Like, we're going to use that. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just a matter of getting into the gym, into the lab, if you will, and playing with the flavors and trying to figure out how much of what to put in to maintain the flavor. Because if it's all heat, that's not for me. We don't want to, that kind of approach. So, but everyone's palate's different too. So it's fun. Like we do in West Bend, there's a big event every summer, Ninja Fest. They have the Ninja Kids run and all that, and they get, I don't know, 10,000 people into the park. And we always set up there for fun, and all these kids come running up because they want to try the hot sauce. Hey, buddy, let's give us your hottest, right? So you have 10, 12-year-old kids, and I'm dishing out, okay, let's go, right? You want the hot one? Let's go. And my wife's like, don't do it. And it's fun because even like a 10-year-old kid, some of them can take the hot, and it's like, oh, wow, that's not too bad. That's good. And others like start spitting, right? So it's kind of fun, but everyone's tolerance is different. So you just never know what hot is to someone.
We'll have to come check that out. My 10-year-old son loves hot sauce. So
yeah. All right.
We may stop up there. When is that?
That's usually I think middle of June.
Okay.
Yep. And
we'll keep an eye out for that.
The city of West Bend puts it on. It's like the Dirty Kids Ninja Mud Run or something like that. And
okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, Kory. So this one question piggybacks off Brian's, what he just said. And talking about like the philosophy of heat levels, which you've kind of answered, but can you share the process and how you build that flavor, all right, in your sauce instead of chasing the burn, so to speak?
Yeah, well, you got to start with which peppers, because peppers give off different flavors and different heat levels. I've never really had ours Scoville tested. I don't need to brag about what the Scoville heat level is and stuff like some people do because we're not chasing that. So you start with what kind of flavor you want with the pepper, how hot you want to make it, and then it's a matter of how much you put in, right? And then so they had a lot of the sauces already made, but I created the peach serrano was a new one I created, the razzle dazzle I created based on some of the stuff they've done in the past, just made some tweaks. And then also our Paradise Blaze chamoy was a fun one. So that's a good example is that the chamoy sauces in Mexico are kind of getting more popular here in the States. And in Mexico, they use the chamoy sauces on like, fruits and vegetables and pastries, and they're not really hot. Like, it'd be kind of fun to have something like that with a little bit of kick to it. So I got with Casey. So again, Casey and Jeremy here, and they're still involved, even though we own it. Is Casey's kind of the lab guy. So I collaborated with him, gave him some ideas. He ordered some stuff and started playing with it and sending me samples. We're going back and forth because they're down in Tennessee yet. And we landed on this Paradise Blaze chamoy. So I was like, yeah, pear. I like to have some pear. I think it'd be kind of fun with a little kick to it, right? So yeah, it's a little bit thicker sauce. It's sweeter. It's got a little kick, but not too much. So that's like when I say we have milder, sweeter sauces. That's our Mountain Mama is a blackberry jalapeno, and now our Paradise Blaze chamoy, which actually took first place last year in the International Flavor Awards.
Oh,
So it's kind of a cool award to win, but it's a little bit thicker. And yeah, it's good on a Chipotle burrito. It's good on chicken, even maybe on some fish. But it's even good on like a turtle sundae ice cream. Get that salt and sweet and heat in there. So it's kind of a fun, complex sauce that we just kind of kicked around some ideas. And what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And mix and match and test and measure, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I do have a question about like when you use peppers, because I've seen so many people do different things. Like, do you take out all the seeds, leave some? Do you take out the white vein in there, like, or I don't
Yeah,
know.
we take out the stem obviously and some of the seeds. Try and get most of those out, but depends on the pepper, right? Because some of the seeds obviously bring flavor and heat. So, but you can kind of look in a bottle and see some of them have seeds in and some don't.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
And could you kind of walk us through the process of developing a new sauce from concept to bottle? And it sounds like you still use some of the original recipes, but there's some new ones too. And could you kind of talk about that as well?
Yeah, we kind of get together and talk about, what do you like? What have you always thought about wanting to make? I'm talking with Jeremy and Casey and I the three heads will get together and collaborate on that, right?
Mhm.
And then we kind of talk through what we think would be kind of fun to try, what we're trying to get at with a flavor and what it might pair with. And then we start mixing stuff up and sampling. So it's not as complicated as it sounds, right?
Yeah.
Where it gets tricky is keeping track of everything, right? How much of this? Let's try that. Oh, let's do another batch. Let's make this tweak. Because once you land on something, you want to make sure you have exactly the portions down and how much of what you put in.
And I can I ask a follow? So like,
Mhm.
I'm curious. Like, are you inspired by something when you're like, oh, I really like that because my wife and I love to travel. We love international cuisine, and it's like you go somewhere and you're like, wow, that's a really good flavor profile. I'm gonna try to figure out how to use that in my barbecue. Like
Exactly.
that's kind
Yes.
of
It's like, and we all kind of have different palates, but like one of the things I've thought about too is like, well, carrots can be pretty kind of fun too in a sauce. It doesn't sound like it. So we haven't gone down that way yet, but that's on the radar. Like a carrot adds a unique flavor. But like pineapples, and you see there's lots of sauces out there, right? But something about having a little bit of sweet to me and then some flavor and meat to it, with a little kick. Because I think the sweet, super hot ones, they don't land with me because the super hot overpowers the sweet. So
right.
you want to kind of have that dance, right?
Mhm.
Um, the mango habanero, there's a lot of those out there. So we did that. Let's do peach. They had peach peri peri, with using the peri peri peppers, and then they stopped making that. But I'm like, I still like peach stuff, so that's when
Oh,
we did the peach serrano.
Yeah.
peaches are really good.
Yeah.
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 There's actually a barbecue guy down in Atlanta where the peach serrano is his favorite sauce. He uses it on everything down there.
It's awesome.
And that's my go-to wing sauce too. If I'm going to do wings,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
or even the razzle dazzle with some of the Nash dust on there.
Mm.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're talking about meat now.
Yeah.
That's my next question.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. Are you making the meat and you're thinking, oh, this meat could really use this kind of a sauce? Or is it kind of like, okay, we have this sauce. I think it would pair well with this kind of meat. And do you have any of those sort of pairings that are made for each other?
I think sauce first. I think sauce first because there's so many, but meat is meat. How can you make the meat
Mhm.
a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
So, which is kind of fun because even talking to people that have come back to events and rebought our sauce, they give you ideas. Like, I think like desserts, we'll probably talk about desserts at some
Yep.
point, but
Oh
we
yeah.
had a guy we got to know that came back to the West Bend market a few times and bought stuff, was trying it, and he's given us a few ideas too, like grilled bacon wrapped peaches
Ooh, yeah.
on the grill, right? With and any of our sauces pairs with it, but I mean, I kind of like the Mountain Mama on there because with the sweeter, the blackberry jalapeno with that,
Yep.
or the blaze, even
Right.
the razzle dazzle on there is
Raz
really
would go good with that. Yeah.
good. Right.
Yeah.
So that was probably food first, but then different sauces make it hit different, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Even our Mountain Mama, because don't just think about more than meats, right? Is our Mountain Mama is the blackberry jalapeno, kind of a sweeter, milder, more vinegary, maybe. It's even great mixed with oil and vinegar on a salad, or I put it in my coleslaw now,
Mm.
or mixed in chicken salad.
Oh.
So it just doesn't have to be meat, right? You can have a lot of fun with different foods and trying different things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ooh, I like that.
And that kind of actually leads to the next question because I this is the one that I'm most curious about. Do you recommend using your sauces as a marinade, a base, or a finishing sauce, and why?
Yes to all, everybody. So try them all. Um, I like using it as a marinade. Maybe I don't overdo it on the marinade just to kind of get it off to the right start as it's marinating, a day or two in advance with my whatever I throw together. And then definitely just add it at the end, baste it on there to finish something while it's finishing. But I'm a dipper. Then when it's done, I'm pouring a bunch on my plate and I'm dipping in there like crazy. So I kind of do all three.
Right. I mean, this will sound dumb. There's nothing better to me than sitting on your couch with a bottle of hot sauce and a bag of chips.
Yeah, even popcorn. Popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Watching sports. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't really beat it. Nothing beats that.
Mhm.
That is prime living right there.
Yeah.
And then even dips,
Yeah.
right? Get some cream
Yeah.
cheese and put some of the sauce in there and mix it up or heat it
yeah.
up. And
Yep.
Might have to try it in my queso dip. Might have to find the right
yeah.
pairing with that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Experiment with
Yeah.
that a little bit.
So we actually had,
Oh, yeah.
funny you say that because we had a pretty well-known big company that makes cheese and like the nacho cheese stuff.
Mhm.
Reach out. They wanted some different sauces. We're doing some R&D because they're looking at different flavor profiles for the nacho cheese.
Oh,
Good idea.
So when I got the
Awesome.
call, I'm like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I had the whole counter. So I went to the Piggly Wiggly in town. I bought a bunch of like cheese and I started like mixing and I had different stuff going. Like, wow, that was kind of fun.
Huh.
There you go.
Is there a
That's
timeline
awesome.
for that coming to shelves?
I think it was kind of shot in the dark. I haven't heard much.
Oh,
I should
okay.
probably follow up with them. Because they had a big client that wanted a certain flavor profile, right? So, but the sky's kind of the limit, right? There's so many different areas, places you can go with the stuff with regards to what it pairs with and what it can mix with. But again, this is kind of a family side hustle, so I don't have the time to like totally get after that stuff yet.
That's a pretty awesome side hustle.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, Kory. So what's the biggest challenge in the hot sauce business right now? Is it like sourcing peppers, scaling a production, standing out in the market, coming up with new ideas?
I think it's just standing out in the market. I mean, there's hot sauce. It's everywhere you look, there's hot sauce, especially online. But how do you know what's good, what it tastes like? And to order a bottle online, it can be as much as $15 for a small bottle, right? And what if you don't like it?
Mhm.
So I think for us, the biggest challenge is really building our social media following. So thanks for having me on. This should help. And online sales. Um, that's what the nut we're trying to figure out. The events go great if we can get it in people's mouths and sample it, because like I've said, there's kind of the sauce for everybody. Our conversion rate on is probably 90%. 9 out of 10 people buy when they taste it.
Yep.
But we also don't have the bandwidth to go to stores and set up tasting tables because it's just us, right? And we're out doing events on weekends. So that's by far the biggest challenge is that standing out in a world of hot sauce online. Events wise, it's great. You saw some in Green Bay. People can try it.
Oh yeah.
And then distribution, again, we're not doing that right now because just don't have the bandwidth to get on shelves.
So when you do like a tasting like that at Meat Fest, do you see a spike in sales? Like after that, do you see people that are like, because that's to me, that's the hardest thing is like you're saying, you purchase
Yeah.
something, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, especially
Well,
with a hot sauce, so like, that's kind of how I operate. I taste it and I'm like, oh, yep, I'm buying that.
it's kind of hard to tell because we tried getting names and add people for newsletters and all that stuff. Come to our, scan the QR code, sign up for our newsletter, and people just don't want to spend the time to do that when they're walking around at a farmer's market or at Meat Fest, for example.
Mhm.
So it's hard to get them in our database, right? So then you just don't know where they heard of us. So if we get an online order, well, did they see us at Meat Fest or not? I don't know. I mean, we've sold in like 40 states, something like that. So.
Hmm.
But you just aren't quite ever sure where they found you, right?
Right.
So I think the spike in sales happens when they buy one and you transact right there and they walk out with it. And then whether
Mhm.
they buy again, well, hopefully they do. Um, but it's hard to tell if they buy online.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Mhm.
Have you ever had a flavor that kind of surprised you, or maybe one of the three heads had an idea and the other two were like, I don't know, that doesn't really sound good, but then you're like, oh, that actually is really good, or anything like that?
Yeah, I know Jeremy and Casey got into, I don't want to say fights, but they used to battle on some of that stuff and different flavors. And I like to continue to kind of grow and think differently. However, I think there's a thing too, the law of diminishing returns, right? Like the Cheesecake Factory, if you ever been, has a 20-page menu,
Yeah.
and it's hard to decide if there's too many things to pick from. So we used to have a hot barbecue sauce and a mild, plus the razzle dazzle. Well, we stopped making the hot and mild because they're everywhere, right? That's another hot barbecue sauce. Just to kind of keep our selections a little bit more limited. But I've seen other vendors that have 30 different flavors. Well, how do you can't even try all of them because you got no taste buds left. How do you know what you like? So yeah, we've got a few things we're thinking. Nothing is in production right now with the next flavor or two. We're probably gonna, write up what we have this summer yet, and maybe get back into the lab later this year to kind of maybe change some things up for next year. But I guess does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Speaking of developing a new flavor, if you had to design a barbecue podcast exclusive hot sauce,
Mhm.
what would be in it, and how would you make it?
I think it'd be something on the lines of the Razzle Dazzle with maybe a twist to it. Because that, again, that I think you've all had it the way it sounds.
Yeah. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah,
we
it's got
have.
that sweet, rich flavor, but it's got a little bit of kick because maybe a spicier version of that.
Mm,
With maybe, it's got the chipotle in there a little bit, so you get a little bit of smoke, but maybe a little bit that sweet with a little more smoke, a little more kick, and maybe a little thicker too, more of a basting because the Razzle Dazzle is a little bit thinner.
mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, I'd love it. I'd eat it.
Well,
Sounds
what would
good.
you guys like?
Me, yeah.
I
That
love
sounds
more
really good.
spice.
Yeah.
The idea of more spice for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I
Because
can't wait. I can't wait to buy the peach one at Meat Fest. So
right.
Hmm.
Well, when you cook with the hot sauces, it kind of diminishes the heat a little bit. Unless you're using it as like a dipping sauce,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
use it,
Yes.
base it and cook it, like it takes away a little bit of that heat,
Hmm.
so which
It
is
does.
good and
Even
bad, like you said, whatever you want, right? But
when we have people sample it, we just have little plastic spoons because we try different things to sample it on. It's just, a nacho chip, a crack. It's just hard to sample it. So we just do it straight up.
yep.
So you get it direct. And I always remind people now you're having it straight up. Like the hot
Yep.
stuff is going to be hot, but when you have it on food, it's going to be diminished and hit a little different
Yep.
too, to your
Mhm.
point.
Okay, so well, what do you like to do when you're not selling or creating and producing
Mhm.
hot sauces?
Well, like I said, I got 4 kids. Two are adults. One lives in Savannah, Georgia. My oldest son and my oldest daughter lives in Milwaukee. She's an engineer. And my son he's in finance for Penske Truck Leasing down there. Um, and then that daughter, Michaela, she's engaged. She'll be getting married in next June. And then Maddie's in college playing Division I basketball out east. So we're, follow her and her team and get out there a few times. And then Colton's a junior in high school. And he's got a 97 pickup truck that we're kind of working on and putzing with. So really it's family stuff,
nice.
hanging out with the family, going to see the kids, going to basketball games out east, following her on TV, some of that, and just hanging out with the fam and friends
Oh,
and
that's
cooking, having hot
That's
sauce and
great.
hot sauce events. Hey, one other thing I'll say is that all those years of being in sports and coaching like you all are doing or have done, it's a big time commitment, right? You're in the gym every night. I coach AU basketball. It was like 365. And my wife and I always joked, what are we going to talk about when the kids are gone, right?
Yeah.
Well, now we have this hot sauce thing. So it's been a blessing in disguise that now my wife and I get up on Saturday mornings and go spend the morning together at a market. And we always kind of laugh. It's been a lot of fun that we're kind of falling in love all over again over hot sauce.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Kory. I know that I sent you the questions ahead of time. We always like to do this, so and it might be a little different with you. I'm not sure what how much you like to barbecue or like to go out and fire up the grill and stuff like that. So we our fan favorite is called the sizzle round, and so we have a series of questions and just go ahead and you can answer them the best you can. If there's a little story with it, go with it. And then we will go with one more question. We'll end our podcast today. So
sounds good. So rapid fire?
Kind of rapid fire. Yep.
All right.
Here we go.
Right, Petey. Yep.
All right. First question is favorite cut of meat to you barbecue or eat?
Brisket.
Ooh,
Good answer.
Yes.
No hesitation.
It used to be, pork shoulder or pork butt. I probably overdid it through the years. I did that so often that now it's brisket.
All right, we all love brisket, obviously.
Yeah.
Favorite rub or seasoning?
Good one is I like to create and just mix stuff together on the fly. But I tell you what, our Nash dust, maybe I'm kind of partial, but I use it on everything, and I use it as a rub. But I also use Dale's seasoned liquid for marinade. You ever use that?
Yep.
So I use that on a lot of stuff, then add my Nash dust to that and let her soak.
I think not to stop the sizzle around, but this is a really interesting point. I always feel like that a rub needs, like, my favorite rubs are very diverse use, meaning like I can use them to smoke, and I can use it to grill. I can use it to cook indoors. I can use it to throw it on a salad. Like, you know what I mean? So like I think that's a really interesting point, because I think that's something people should think of when they're trying to get rubs or seasonings. It should be very diverse in use, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the old was it Montreal seasoning? I use that a lot too, and just for that other flavor. But in the Nash dust we have, it's kind of it's like spicy salt and pepper, right? I use it on vegetables and everything.
That's awesome.
And then as a rub or afterwards, so it's pretty diverse and it has that little smoke flavor to it too.
Yeah, that Nash dust is good stuff. All right. Favorite side to prepare or eat, or both, whatever.
Side, I guess, depends what we're doing, but I'm kind of partial to my sweet potatoes.
Oh,
all right.
Pudding, and I like to, if I do them like grandma's way, where you mash them up and bake them and put butter and some brown sugar in there. I like to add a little dark rum. And Nash dust and Music City Heat, and then you whip them all in there.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh boy, I think we'll be trying that. Oh, that sounds phenomenal.
Yeah.
Favorite dessert to eat? Maybe it's on the pit, maybe it's barbecued, maybe not.
My mom makes the best apple kuchen I've ever had. It's kind of all my kids love it too. So it's like a apple crisp type thing, right? So that warmed up with a little vanilla ice cream. But if I'm on the grill, I'm telling you what, those grilled bacon wrapped peaches, yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah,
it depends on how much time you want to invest on making dessert.
Actually, just the bacon wrapped peaches. Are you smoking those, or just on what kind of grill are you using for?
I'm using that. I've never made them on my gas grill because I have a gas grill too. Shh, don't tell anybody. Just for the quick burger and brat thing, right? But if I'm making something meaningful, it's going on my charcoal. I do them more direct than indirect. Although I guess you could do them and smoke them if you wanted to. I haven't really done that yet.
Kind of leads to our next one. What's your preferred smoker or grill?
I have a stack smoker, so it has probably room for 5 or 6 racks on the stack, and I like to use the charred wood charcoal and indirect heat as often as possible. So I get that thing. It's I don't know how old it even is. I think I mentioned earlier during COVID, it was getting pretty rusty, and I was grilling more because what else do you do during COVID, right? Because you can go anywhere.
Yep.
Crazy.
That's how I started.
So I'm like, I got this thing figured out. I don't want to like get a new one. I don't want to lose this thing. So I kind of like patched it up a bit, cut the legs off, and built like a landscape block foundation for it. So now it's right around the corner off my deck, and it's fun to get that thing going. But yeah, indirect heat, and I got it where I can get things dialed in pretty good on it.
Hey, so speaking of that, kind of, what's your what temperature do you like to use when you're smoking?
Slow and low, right? So 180, 160 sometimes.
Wow.
Then like when I do brisket, I got to plan ahead because I like to like take my time. So spring and summer, it's like I'll get her going in the morning, 10 o'clock or so, and just keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on it, keep it low. So then come, 8 hours later, you're ready to have some melt in your mouth brisket. Even pork belly, I've tried that a few times too. Get a big slab of pork belly in the candy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
That's probably my number 2 right
candy.
now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Pork belly burnt in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yep. Razzle dazzle on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy, that sounds good. Kory, your preferred wood to smoke with?
Hickory.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you guys like to smoke with?
I'm a hickory too. Hickory.
Yeah.
Apple and cherry.
I'm cherry. Yep.
Yeah. My uncle has the barn fell down, but the milk house is still standing, like a small little milk house. And he has like crates full of like cherry and applewood in there because he likes to do log growing too.
That's how I got mine.
Oh, nice.
Yep. My father-in-law's a farmer, and he's got neighbors with apple and cherry trees. And when they chop them down, we get them.
Yep. Perfect.
I just feed them a little food.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Favorite pitmaster that uses your product, the two heads?
Well, I don't know how famous anybody is, but and that chef in Atlanta, and I forget his name, and he reached out, and I've heard that. So there's another social media guy I follow and we collaborate with. It's Hot Sauce Sensei.
Oh,
like the Jap
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
He does a great job pushing sauces and sampling and stuff. And he has an event in Atlanta, Hot Sauce Fest down there, and so that's where I kind of got word that that chef loves our pizza serrano.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I guess another one, the Brazen Head Pub downtown West Bend.
Oh,
So great little bar, great food. I think they won Best Burger in Wisconsin again. Super creative chefs. It's not just bar food; it's like bar fusion in a good way. And they love our sauces too. So sometimes they'll incorporate those into different things. Like they had a Razzle Dazzle shrimp special once and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Can you say the name of that place again?
The Brazen Head Pub, downtown West Bend. It's like literally like a block or so from the theater downtown.
Yeah.
All right. Fun one here. Favorite streaming stations or music to listen to when you're cooking barbecuing outside?
Ooh, I'm kind of a country guy, but I like all types of music. So whatever I'm in the mood for, but really for me, it's not maybe the modern stuff. It's more like the folk, 90s country, old school
Garth
kind
Brooks.
of thing. Or else outlaw country.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, outlaw country. Yeah.
The beer hits different when you listen to outlaw country.
No doubt.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So Spotify, I got my playlist and some of that in Spotify for different things.
All right. And then the last question of the sizzle round, and because you're a Wisconsin guy, those probably hit different than some of our guests that are not from Wisconsin. So favorite beverage to hold while smoking and barbecuing?
Nice cold beer. Mickey's Big Mouth.
Oh, I did not expect that. I was not ready for that one.
Gotta be cold, but then the caps have the little riddle on them. So
yeah. Oh, that is awesome. I'm gonna grab one of those this summer, do it for you in honor of you.
I can see you cooking outside, listening to outlaw country, drinking one of those for sure.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, Kory, that ends our sizzle round. But that was a great way to end it too. And so we always like to end our interview with the. I know we'll see you here in a couple months.
Yeah.
But anything you'd like to tell the people out there? Make sure you follow Two Heads Hot Sauce on social media. You can find them on the Super Smoke Bros page, and we'll have links onto this and on the podcast descriptions and such. But anything you have going on in the works or where you might be this summer, so people can come and check you out and try every one.
Yeah, we're working on our summer schedule. So if you go to our website, www.twoheadsheat.com, there's an events menu button. Click on that. It'll show you where we're going to be at different markets. So again, some of them haven't finalized things yet. And we don't like to just go to the one market all summer because you want to get around and people aren't coming back and buying a bottle every week. So right now, we're markets wise, we're thinking we're going to be in West Bend a few times, hoping Fond du Lac, Oshkosh, um, West Dallas maybe a few times at those farmers markets, and then events, Cedarburg Strawberry Fest, Meat Fest, Heart Fest in Wauwatosa. That's a fun one because they got live music. And last year we had our front row on the hill, and it was blues music. It was just awesome.
Nice.
Beer and Blues Fest.
Nice.
We're doing one. I think the Mequon Blues Fest. What else? Beefarama of Minocqua. That's a fun one.
Oh, sounds
We
good.
did that one last year.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, those types of things. So we try and do a couple markets a month and then get to an event. We're also hoping to do the Shorewood Market. That's Sundays down at Estabrook Park down there. So we'll be around. But yeah, check out our events page if you want to come see us and sample. And as far as stores, we only have it in 3 stores: the local Piggly Wiggly here in Kewaskum, West Bend Sausage Plus, which is a great butcher shop in West Bend, and then Bernie's Fine Meats in downtown Port Washington.
Okay.
Because we've met some of those folks, have some connections, so those are the only place you can get it. They don't have every flavor, but they have a few.
Nice. Nice. I used to live in Port Washington, so I've been to Bernie's many times. Yep.
That's
That's awesome. It is close to you, Brian. Yes.
And also
All
our
right.
website,
Well,
we got some fun recipes out there, and people send us pictures. We'll put some pictures out there what people are doing with it, and yeah, it's kind of fun. So feel free to check that out.
Yeah, I was checking out your website quite a bit here the past week, and it's pretty awesome. I love the story, and I love how you have all your family has each of their roles. Even your dog has a role in the company. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So, all right, Kory. I tell you, we're looking forward to seeing you here in a couple months. And I just remember last year trying the Raz, and but my 2 colleagues bought the last 2 bottles, so I could buy one.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
I was so mad at you guys.
I had overspent my allowance for that day, and I was like, so I was convinced. I was like, I'm going to try this sauce, but I'm not going to buy it. I can't buy it. I already spent too much money, but I bought it. Yeah.
I was in the same situation. It was like,
that's the problem. You go to these events and markets and stuff. It's like sometimes you come home with less money than you went with, and you're selling stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, a couple other things real quick is Brazen Head Pub. They also have a Bloody Mary bar that they do on Saturday mornings when the market is there, and they have our hot sauce out, and people love using our sauces and Bloody Marys. So that's great.
Oh,
for sure. Yeah.
And I like, for Bloody Mary drinkers, I like using the Nash dust we have instead of celery salt. And the Music City Heat has that little smoky flavor to it. So those two, or the Scorp is pretty good too if you want a more kick, right?
nice.
Oh, another shout out, Smuggler's Bar up in Eagle River. Any of you ever been there?
No.
Smugglers.
No, I haven't.
Check it out. Fun little dive bar up there right on the main drag downtown Eagle River. They have amazing horseradish and mustard, but it's super, super hot. So they do the Smuggler's Horseradish Challenge. Follow them on Facebook. It's a lot of fun. They actually have our sauces there too that they sell. So it's kind of fun to have the horseradish heat thing going on.
Yeah, it is
hot
fun.
sauce there too.
My
my
brother-in-law
would come on. Renee maybe would come on and do a podcast with you too with her horseradish.
Ooh. Oh, that'd be really awesome. That'd be great. Because my brother-in-law, who was on the podcast in our beginning stages, he makes his own horseradish. And our grandma has them down horseradish plants and dig up those roots, and I helped him make it. It's not easy to make, Those roots
No.
are so tough.
And it's so good and hot. It's a different heat, right? I
Yeah.
know we were up there the first
Yeah.
time. Our friends had a place up there. We went up and we got to go to Smugglers. All right. But it was so packed I couldn't do the challenge. But I bought a jar and I talked to the owner a bit about our hot sauces, left her with some, and we went back to their cabin and okay, we got to I'll record this for Renee for social media, and we did it. And I did it. I did a little hot sauce haiku with it, whatever I said. And I did a pretzel with a big glob of horseradish, and I dumped a bunch of scorp on it yet, our hottest.
Oh.
And then I threw her in the gullet, and it took about 5 seconds, and it hit. Like I couldn't talk. It was flame shooting out my nose. It goes away. It was a lot of fun.
I can see it.
So,
You need your
yeah.
Mickeys right there.
Yep. Yeah, prime rib, horseradish, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
Well, awesome. Well, Kory, we always like to, if there's any sayings that that Two Heads has or anything to end our podcast, and go for it. And we always like to have our guests at the very end say our motto is kind of smoke on. So if you wouldn't mind closing our podcast up today.
So Two Heads hot sauce, heat you can taste. That's it. Heat you can taste. If you want to have taste with our heat.
Yeah.
Yep. So smoke on, everyone.
Smoke on.
All right.